Good evening, this is GBPUSD. I'm the NHS. You can find at the blog fibstalker.com. I also post regularly on Twitter using the fibstalker nickname. Good evening, today is Sunday, August the 3rd, 2013, and it's 7 p.m. Toronto time. What you see on the screen is the weekly chart of the spot euro dollar. In this brief video, I'm going to review the weekly charts for the euro dollar, for the pound versus the US dollar, the Australian dollar versus the US dollar, and the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar forex pairs. Let's start from the weekly chart of the euro. Those who follow me know that I've been monitoring this area of support. This area of support starting in the 128.80 area for the euro spot, held 3 times, and the level 126.82 was never pierced on the downside. This level is the 127.14 and the EURFX currency futures. Now this area of support has a target in the all the way on the 141 area, and that's the area I've been monitoring. We also have this target confirmed so far by the fact that price also pierced this 133.41 level. This was the opposite measure move short, and as we can see was respected with price selling at this 132.28 back in April, mid of April, but then eventually this level, this area of resistance was broken. So I still anticipate a continuation higher. This week price could come lower, and it could find support on the weekly in the 130.50 area. It's not said that price has to correct, it could just continue higher. Moving to the pound versus the US dollar, this is the long-term chart going back to 2009, and we know that we have a level, a long-term level of resistance starting in the 164.30 area. It was respected a few times during 2009 and then again in 2011, and it was marginally tested again at the beginning of 2013. Now, since the beginning of 2013, this pair has been in shorts, and we can see that the next measure move on the weekly was respected because price sold when at the beginning, when they reached this 156 area, and it was very clear at the beginning in April. Then this area was tested again, and price was rejected again. So on this time frame, we have the pound continuing down. However, we also have to notice 2 things. First of all, that there is the possibility that this pair had support coming back from the trace starting in the at the 2009 lows, and although the 61% was marginally pierced here, as you can see, there is still the possibility of continuation higher. So the continuation higher, at least into this 164 area again, will come if 157.90 will be pierced. For this week, we have to notice. For the next week, we have also to notice a couple of important observations. First of all, the move higher pierced all the way halfway back here, short, meaning that short have no interest at the moment of keep selling this market. So it's possible that we are going to see 150, 156. The other observation is that the all the way halfway back long held this week, which shows a participation of longs. As we can see here, once price came into this 150, 120, there was a participation on the other side, on the upside. So there could be a continuation into the 155.80 area, which would be very close to that 156. Moving to the Australian dollar versus the US dollar. As you know, I'm very bearish on this pair because we had a sequence of measure move, long-term sequence of measure move starting in 2009, which showed participation of longs in this 08140 area, and then price hitting the first target at 1 and the second target at 10980 area, and then the next measure move of this series failed, and this is an indication of the fact that now this pair is set to retest the all the way, at least the all the way halfway back. And we know that this target, medium-term target, comes at 8540. It's also important to notice that there is a short measure move that is pushing this this pair down, and as I observed some couple of weeks ago, this busted measure move had target right in this 89.85, and after that we saw some profit taking. Now I anticipate this market to continue lower into the 085. It's important to understand how this is going to happen, and I want you to notice that there is a measure move from previous lows to lows, and this has been in play, as we can see here, and the target was also hit. The first target was also hit, so we need to understand whether this extension is going to push price lower right into that 085.35 from the beginning of next week, or whether we will see we will see here first a bounce into this 090.70 area, and then a continuation lower into the 085. And last is the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar. This pair is in a long-term bear, so which is bearish for the US dollar, but we know that if we trace from the 2009 mid 2009 high to all-time lows, here we have this level of resistance, the 105.70 area, which was tested once in 2011 and again just 4 weeks ago. And we know that this this long-term weekly measure move as targets below the current lows in 94.12, and indeed the targets are even below here, and they are in 088.65.60. So that's where we, in the long term, we are going to very probably see this pair, which is very bearish for the US dollar, but we know the US dollar is in big troubles at the moment. So what is important here is to understand whether we're going to get another test of this 105.70, or whether we're going to stop somewhere, for example at the 104.28. So this is a level that is very important to monitor. If we get some weakness or non-continuation higher, this is going to become a short sell that has the potential to bring price into this 101.60. This is for this week, for the weekly review of the euro, pound, Australian dollar, and Canadian dollar. This is part of my weekly newsletter. If you want to receive this video, please just subscribe my newsletter. I'll be very happy to send over this video to you as well every week. Thank you very much, and have a great weekend, and a great long weekend, Canadian weekend, and a great trading week next week. Bye bye.